Welcome back. This is your boy, the real Charlemagne. Welcome back to Brick City. Today, we got special guests all the way from California. Before we get to that, I want y'all to go and follow me on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Go follow me. Hey, put me in your favorites. So every time I drop a show, hey, it'll be there waiting for you when you wake up the next morning. But without further ado, all the way from the west side of the United States, Cali, we got Monica Looney. What's
Hey, hey,
going on?
what's going on? What's going on? Thank you for having me on.
Hey, I know we've been connected a few months ago, just try to get some things popping in a different space. But
hmm
while we going in that space, you develop something. Tell us a little bit about what you got on.
Right now, we got on my clothing line, Wesqos. You can find it at wesqos.com. More about it is Wesqos. It's a double entendre. Stands for World Education Services. And then in business terms, QoS stands for quality of service. So everybody has a brand, whether you want to wear different designer clothes and you want to look like business. This is the brand for entrepreneurs. So whether you got a hair shop, you sell bottles of water, you do eyelashes, vending machines, cryptocurrency, LLCs, LLPs, S Corps, C Corps, sole proprietors. This is the brand for you, and this is the brand for the urban entrepreneur.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. So leading up to this, tell us a little bit about your background leading up to how you get to West Coast. And I know we both vets, so let's start right there. How'd you get come up with the line and some of your other endeavors before you came up with the line?
Well, just being an entrepreneur ever since I was younger, cutting grass and things like that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to that. So just trying and having so many businesses starting and failing, and just over and over, just the knowledge. People say knowledge is power. I say wrong. I say knowledge is power when it's applied. So if I'm asking the same questions over and over, I'm going to keep getting the same answers. So by trying different things, trying to find my niche, learn how businesses work, learn how business credit work, learn how to actually build corporations and companies and LLCs, learn the difference between them and what they all mean, and just the struggles of going through that and putting myself in rooms and different areas and different luncheons and just changing my environment. I was able to learn from so many people, getting mentors and just asking questions that I didn't know was a question I was supposed to ask, and all that trial and error. If everybody was supposed to be an entrepreneur, it wouldn't be easy. So
Right.
by all the mistakes I made to build and learning from my peers' mistakes and my mentors' mistakes, all those different things, it's like, hey, being an entrepreneur is so many different lanes to do that. So
Right.
by me with this brand of West Coast, I've sat at tables that I didn't think I should have to sit at. I've sat at tables that I felt I was overqualified to sit at and had to be humble. So with all those tables in between, being an entrepreneur was like, hey, I try to dress like this because I thought I fit in over here. I try to air quote dress down because I thought maybe you wouldn't understand what I'm doing because we dress like this.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, you dress how you want to because this is your style. Entrepreneurs, we build what comfort casual and business attire looks like. So you might see somebody in the hoodie. Back in the day, you would call them very like unorganized or uncouth,
Right.
not knowing that whole person then set up a Shopify account or some NFTs or something. And then you'll see somebody with some name brand designer stuff on, and they're, as they would say, keeping up with the Joneses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. For sure, for
So,
sure, for sure. And I
so
think that's some of the stereotypical things that a lot of entrepreneurs face, especially entrepreneurs of color. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing that we tend to face. We have to dress accordingly to fit into certain spaces. But like you
right,
said, you can't build your brand off of someone else's brand. You have to build your own brand. So that's very, applaud you for that. And that's definitely a way of looking at it. I hadn't brought you broke it down deep on me on that one. You almost had to drop the mic moment.
yeah,
You almost had to drop the mic moment. But
it's real.
so with the design, how did you come up with the design and like you said, the acronym? How did you come up with all that?
West Coast. Well, I'm from West Coast. I'm from the Inland Empire, a city called Banning, California.
Hmm.
So And from the West Coast, you know, you see different signs, you know, it's just in our environment, how we grew up. When I say we, it's very subjective. I'm talking more to like urban communities who grew up in different rural areas. I'm gonna let you kind of be subjective on what we say rural now, because everybody has different definitions of wherever they're from. So that being said, you see people go to prestigious colleges and organizations, and they're part of different organizations in that aspect. And you'll see them hold up different hand signs or signals. And automatically you would equate that person with this organization because it's prestigious. But at the same time, you will have somebody from the West Coast, no gang related, nothing like that, just being prideful from where you came from. The best hustlers I came from the streets. Now, granted, the reason why they couldn't become something, as you would say, prestigious or with a nice name, is because their background was looked at when it was pride that were carried on their shoulder.
Right.
But the same way you carry pride from, don't get me wrong, you want to have all types of educations. It doesn't matter what background you come from. When you throw up that West Coast, let it stand for something bigger than what it is. Just the intelligence that comes from the West Coast is just beautiful. And that's just something that's going, I call it crocodile skin. The city I'm from, crocodile skin. All them cuts and stuff like that, you're going to come out with some good skin on you, and you're going to learn a lot from it. Right, and you can go one or two ways with it. You can take it and keep having it hold you down, or you can make something of yourself. Now, how you go about doing that? Over time, rinse, cycle, and repeat, and you learn from your mistakes. And the West Coast that's why it's a double entendre of it. So the acronym of, we already got West Coast, but what does West Coast really stand for? That W, World Education Services, minority communities. Black women are one of the highly educated groups when it comes to everybody together, the most degrees
in the world. Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? So with that come with that education services, and it's just to that urban demographic. And then QoS, anytime you say I'm a business term, you know it's quality of service. You want to have a quality of service when it comes to your stuff. So when you see somebody wearing this brand, no matter what you are or what you do, you know you're dealing with a highly educated individual that is prone to always be successful. And that's what West Coast stand for. So when you see West Coast, it's like, oh, I want you to understand West Coast means smart before you put it with a game.
Yeah, because like you said, typically, you know, you say West Coast, especially me being on the East Side, it's like it's always that stigma between the two, you know, East versus West. Even in sports, it's East. Every time it's always East versus West. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like you said, you put a different spin on it, keeping true to where you came from, but at the same time, letting people know you don't have to stay there. You don't have to, you know, mentally stay there and physically stay there. You can continue to grow and become something better than what, you know, you was given when you was young. And that's definitely awesome. But
Coast too, you can be from the South. West Coast is about that urban entrepreneur. So what you got? You can wear this brand. When somebody see you with that brand, I golf. So I put on a polo and go golfing. Oh, what is that? Oh, you an entrepreneur. Correct, I am. Because it used to be entrepreneur that was like, oh, you just broke. Yeah, for real. So we switching all that around. They think entrepreneur means you broke because you don't got a job. Or I know trying to do it since their 20s and they in their 30s now, and they're just now starting to take off. So it's sticking true to who you are and your dream. And entrepreneurship, if it was for everybody, then everybody would do it. You gotta punch the air.
Yeah, you're right about that, because like you said, it's not an easy feat. So what you know, just talking to an entrepreneur out there getting started, what were some of the bumps and bruises that you encountered that you know, just trying to build? Like you said, you started doing other things, cutting grass, you had other businesses. I know you said you did personal training. You know, what are some bumps and bruises in your business world that brought you to where you are today, you know, as far as structure and financial back and things of that nature? What were some of those bumps and bruises back then that got you here?
I had to recognize who I was. I didn't know where I came from, who I am, and where I'm going. And those three things, me getting together, I had to use myself first of who am I? I'm a Black. Okay, so how does that equate to business? okay, they have women's chamber of commerces, they have Black chamber of commerces, minority grants. Just start looking up things for who I am personally with business. I started Googling what are business terms, because the biggest thing that held me back was gatekeepers. Oh man, they give you so much information, but enough for you to succeed. So it's like, oh, business. Okay, we got a business name. Okay, y'all got to get business name. And then it's like, well, now what? Well, go out there with your idea. They never said anything about how to get a fictitious name or a DBA, or how to incorporate, or what an EIN was, or either I didn't know the difference between a fictitious business name, meaning sole proprietor, and LLC, or what is Dun & Bradstreet? Why is that so important? All those things, nobody actually gave you the steps to them. So the trial and error of, okay, I got a business. You come up with abc.com. What's the first thing you want to do? You want to get a business card. So that's a debt ratio, because you just spent money to promote yourself. All right, well, now what do I do? Well, why are you important? I heard it somewhere. People don't buy what you have. They buy who you are. So going from there, it's like, well, all right, well, what do you stand for? So whether it was personal training, is that my niche? I'm good at it, but am I passionate about it?
Right.
As a kid, mowing lawns, that was just, the hustle, the grind of just, I got to use myself to make money. So then it's like, right, moving forward, why do you want to do business? You can go get a job. You're pretty educated. I got a military background, so I can get into a lot of different spaces. What is it really why do you want to push so hard? What is it about you that you want people to believe in? And I was like, dang, I had to really sit on that for a minute. Like, well, I can push a product anywhere. You can make a couple clickbaits and stuff like that. But why is this so important?
Right.
The same way business work. The same way you have a fictitious business name, and that's an entity, meaning it's you, but that's a separate part. The same way that you out there selling this brand, when they see that brand, they see you.
Right.
And well, that sounds good. And then when I realized the brand had to stand for a meaning, if I say someone like Karl Lagerfeld, that ain't gonna mean too much to somebody. But he single-handedly brought up Chanel. So you'll see Chanel, and I know who Karl Lagerfeld is. Because he something that when you see Chanel, boom. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's fine what the Chanel brand means. Even down to Tiffany's. Everybody with a little blue box Tiffany's, not knowing Tiffany diamonds is the same as Walmart diamonds. But that blue box.
Yeah. Wow.
So understand who you are. So when you build something, you can't build it for other people, because if other people if you don't believe what you believe, how you expect somebody else to believe what you believe?
I totally agree. And like I said, I think that's what a lot of people fall short at. They don't believe, I think they believe in themselves to a degree, but then when like you said, you put in a corner, they fold because, like you said, they don't believe in themselves. But if you stand flat-footed on who you are, what you believe in, people will tend to respect you more. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I can rock with you on this, that, and the other, because I know when the times get tough, you're gonna be you're gonna have my back. It's just like the military.
Yeah.
Like these jokers over here, they whine and complain about everything. They ain't gonna have your back. But the jokers that stand 10 toes down, you already know. when it's time to jump off, hey, you know who to look for. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that applies to so many different things in life. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you grasp those things. Like, I hate you go through those bumps and bruises, but we all go through those bumps and bruises. But it's like you said, you took it and you build on it. Some people just give up. And I applaud you for continue to build versus giving up, because we want to see the Wesqos that you rocking today.
Right. I would say get a mentor too, because I got in this habit, especially when I was in my early 20s, you got this idea and then you got this fire behind it and you want to go do something no matter what it is. But then there's nothing wrong with you having friends. Those are support systems. I love it. But your friends and your family can't see your dream if you're not personally putting it in front of their face of, no, this is what I'm doing. No, I'm not about to go do this with you. You got to put yourself in different environments. They're not going to be the most comfortable of places, but like, instead of going out to get a couple of drinks at a bar, yeah, that's cool. How about you go sit at a lounge somewhere?
Yeah.
Just your presence alone is going to make you look interesting. Now, besides until you make it. You know, you being in different environments, you never know what you're gonna learn. I was talking to a friend today. They're a bartender, and just again, they side hustle. They're an entrepreneur, and I'm like, about bartending, like you have all this going for yourself. Why do you keep going back to bartending so much? Besides the residual like income with it, it's because they figured out there's different times of people who come to the bars, and they realize a certain type of people they want to be around by what times they come into the bars. They're like construction workers coming at 2:00. The business owners, they come in like the productive business owners, they come in around 11, 12, what they drink. They literally had a flow chart system coming through on who's coming through there. So they were able to set their businesses up and have conversations with people because they learned the times different people do different stuff. That blew my mind. I was like, but that's an example of just being in different places. You can't sit there on the internet crunching it out, expecting everybody to do something when if you need to educate yourself on business terms. You can Google free. How do I start a business? What does ROI mean? What does the DUNS number mean? Because as the urban community, we'll sit at these places and they'll try to talk over our head. Again, knowledge is power.
You so right about that. They're definitely, you know, and you know, not switch it up so much, you know, but it's like a doctor's visit. You go to the doctor and then they explain all these terminologies, and then we look at it like, okay. I'm like, but they don't understand. They're just nodding their head. And the doctor telling you all these terms that you wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? But you agreeing with it and going through it, and then don't research what's going on. It could be like we about to amputate your foot, but said it in their terminology. You don't know what's going on. But it comes to the business world. It's like someone, you know, like you said, they could create, you know, if you don't know the terminology and different things, you be in a different space and you be like, well, damn, how I get tied into this contract with this dude and he getting 75% of my profits on this for the next 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you don't do the research, you don't understand the terminology, you just nod your head because it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's unfortunate a lot of entertainers get into that ram where they don't know, you know, they just happy that they see the overall number, but then don't understand the ramifications of them signing a contract for the next 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't understand terminology.
Yeah, like little stuff. Besides, we went to terminology down to even how like banking structures and how money flows work. Because one thing urban community, you might hear cliche statements of, oh no, they never have money. I'm like, if our communities never have money like that, how come I always see different demographics always embedded within our community? It's not the fact that we don't make money. We were just never taught how to properly manage money.
Manage money.
As
that 1.6 trillion don't lie.
You see what I'm saying? We just ended up behind the power curve of money management. It's not that we couldn't make it. It was just money management of it. So something as simple as, I'm saying it's simple now, but this is something I learned and it blew my mind. Like, that's really how you're supposed to do it. You hear about giants and, you know, getting LLCs. I didn't know that you were supposed to have an LLC, a corporation, or excuse me, a sole prop, an LLC, then a corporation, and then a trust. Your trust pays your corporation pays your LLC, and your LLC pays you. I'm like, whoa. Like, how does all that work? Because you know, bro, that's a trust fund kid. Oh, that's out of a living trust.
Yeah.
Oh, you always use credit cards. You don't use your own bank. Well, how do you get money? Insurance. What's that called? An index? Who? So it's like they just kind of box us into always being the consumer, not because we will always have a way to make it work. And one thing in a minority community, parents, I know you can relate to this term. I don't know how, but you know, my mom or my dad gonna figure it out. They always gonna find a way to make it work. In any situation, I can't get these shoes for Christmas. We gonna make it work. So it's all, we always figure out stuff, and we've been embedded in entrepreneurship. We just never had that leg up on how to get it done. So there's so many creators out there. There's so many organizations at this point of time to help us do that, to help us get there. And it's like, well, where do I start?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you start? Start by identifying who you are. There's Latin chambers of commerce. Well, why is that important? Get your pulse on the city. Know what's going around you. You want to do real estate? Start doing that. If you a veteran, do you belong to a VFW? Well, why is that important? Once you get a VFW and you see who belongs to these clubs, you will understand more about it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start moving in your community or you move your brand, it's going to speak volumes. Like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So now you can recycle that and regurgitate it back to your people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I see just so many people, and I've been blessed to have amazing mentors because it's just stuff that I just didn't know. I wasn't even in a mental space to try to ask a question because I didn't even know what I was being presented with. So it's like, okay, well, how do I make government contracts? You know about that type of stuff for a lot of military veterans. How many veterans do you know 100% retired, 90% retired, and they just, I'm waiting on residual.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what a set aside is? What's a set aside? Okay.
Okay.
You know I'm saying? I'm saying I'm laughing at the lack of ignorance to it. You know, I've been very ignorant in different things. You know, ignorance is just the lack of consider. So it's like, put that back out there. Entrepreneur.
Exactly. That's what's up. Hey, look, so right now I want you to go ahead and let people know how they can order your products, order your gear, your website, put out your social media info. Go ahead and drop that for us real quick.
All right, y'all. Y'all can at wesqos.com, WESQOS.com. Instagram, same thing, at wesqos.com. Shop the merch. You'll like it. You'll love it. It's a whole bunch of stuff for everybody on there. Yeah, that's it. From there, and you can also catch me here on Brick City. So
definitely. Look, I appreciate that plug.
but thank y'all for your love and support. But shop the West Coast way. It's for the urban entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Yeah, the West Coast, man. I'm waiting on mine right now. So next time, the next show that I drop, I'm gonna be rocking it. So be looking for that, Looney.
all that. Yeah,
definitely be looking for that. But I think I ordered a polo from you because I said, well, it's something that I could rock. If I have a meeting or if I just want to chill, I can rock the polo. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, I'd rather rock someone's name that I know versus somebody else that's could continue get my money and I don't know them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely supporting, and I hope everyone out there support. She got hats and polos, all types of urban wear, other things. And big boys. She got the big boy sizes.
Gotcha.
Hey, look, that was the first thing I asked you, right? I was like, "Yo, you got that 3X?" You was like, "Yeah, I got you."
Big facts. I was like, man, when I went, I dress differently. We're not our mom and pops no more. We're not about to be out there with, suits and ties. Granted, there's always occasions for them, but sometimes you'll see somebody wear a hoodie with some nice jeans and some fresh whites. And at the same time, you might see somebody with slacks and a polo on, and they still have on some tennis shoes. You might see somebody with a fitted cap on, a regular t-shirt, and a blazer on. There's so many different variations of how the urban entrepreneur looks that literally we're the ones who push what comfort casual looks like. We reset what business attire looks like. Right. You couldn't call somebody back in the early 70s with a regular t-shirt on and a blazer and a baseball cap. Man, you couldn't.
Nah, you couldn't. They push you straight away.
Definitely. But
it pushes you straight away. And like I said, it's becoming more acceptable now, times are changing, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta adapt and adjust, and I appreciate it because like I said, I don't like going to spaces where I feel uncomfortable because I gotta dress a certain way. That automatically throws off your energy before you even get to where you're going, even if it's like a fundraising event or or just a social event. If your energy is already thrown off, that connections you're gonna try to make with people, it's gonna be thrown off as well because you uncomfortable already. So, like you said, if you could present yourself intelligent, and all that nature. But like you said, your dress attire, it's appropriate, but not the norm. I think that's
Mhm.
what a lot of people get at. They want to see the norm. They want to see the ties. They want to see the blazers all the time, stuff like that. And like you said, it's tough, especially me being a big guy. It's tough to find things that fit us properly. So sometimes I'll be like, man, let's give me a hoodie and some, some sweats. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because that's just made me feel comfortable.
Hmm.
And when I go out, I just feel even more comfortable when I'm do that. But like you said, when I got to put on some slacks and all this other, I be like, oh god, here we go. I try about 3 or 4 pairs. I'm like, I don't want to go no more.
Yeah. I just think it's funny how, as I was saying earlier, like how they got so many of the urban community used to being workers. They made up
Yeah,
this term for us to feel more comfortable. And guess what they called it? Casual Fridays, right? I want to,
right.
I can dress be more comfortable. So basically that's like a gut punch of this is how you dress to work for me, but for you to be comfortable, you get to do it one day out of the week. So instead
Hmm.
of what they did, they started trying to integrate certain things on how we already dress and calling it casual Fridays. If we didn't push that narrative so much, then why would you incorporate it to something that you're doing? So
Right.
now we're starting our own stuff. We're dressing comfortable how we want to. Now it's protocols across masses and boards of, hey, you can dress very comfortable here. You dress how you want to be. You see how we're always changing the narrative on things?
Hmm. Hmm.
So that,
Hmm.
it's for the urban entrepreneur.
Wow. Yeah, man. Like you said, it's been a great conversation, man. Because
Definitely.
it's I think it's well needed. Especially the people coming up. Their mindset is already different. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But so it's like they coming strong. It's like they like you gonna know we here. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely good that you branching out and you cater to both people. The young and the old
Mm-hmm.
in between because I look through the site and like I said, it's something out there. I'd be like, I couldn't wear that. But then it's something it's something else that caters to me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's
That,
like I like the variety that if me and my kids or even grandkids want to get something, we could all purchase something from your site and rock it together, even with the age differences between all of us. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
everybody can still fit in their own space. So that was very well thought, and I appreciate you doing that. Because a lot of people don't when they attack the urban, they just look at an age group. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And like you got all different spaces. So that's definitely a testament to you. Was that intentional, or is that was just it just so happened to come out like that?
No, it's intentional because I told you just from being blessed to be around different demographics and different social environments, you kind of get a rating system for kind of where everybody wants to fit in at. And the thing is, every table that I sat at, I realized everybody was trying to be like something they thought was appropriate, and no one was actually them. So it's
Hmm.
like I could throw out different cities or different events, and then immediately you would have a dress attire in mind, which is what that's what they set for what they wanted them to look like. At the
Hmm.
same time, when you start seeing them in business, like I know I have a lot of people in the industry, a lot of rap friends. Why is it that you can go sign a record deal in a polo, but if you go try to get a business loan, they want you to be in a suit and tie? Why
Hmm.
is that okay? Because over here you're a product being sold. Over here you have a product you're trying to sell.
Hmm.
So you see the masses they put you in.
Right.
Some of the wealthiest people in the world, they dress urban.
Hmm.
The ones that go, honestly, that go down the totem pole, you're trying to look like money. My question to you, if you're trying to look like money, how come you can't set what money look like? Why does that look like money? How come you can't look like money? Not the cash value of it, but that struggle, that hustle you went through. Now, get me wrong, everybody didn't struggle. So that's completely understandable. I'm
Right.
talking about, are you having you to build something, to work something, and to say, I did this, and this is who I am, and this is why
Hmm.
this is so important. That's what money looks like to me. because money creates wealth, and wealth is not just a monetary value. That's an insight type thing. That's why I say I'm the richest person in the world. It ain't monetary. So that's what I mean. What does it look like to you?
Right. Wow. But yeah, man, I appreciate this conversation. I don't want to hold you up too much. Look, I know y'all just start y'all day over there. On the west side, what time is it over there right there?
It's 12 o'clock now. It's 12
Oh, it's just
o'clock.
noon. Yeah, look, our day about halfway over. So
you got to get it started early. I told my nephew, you can't be waking up at 12, 1, 2 in the afternoon talking about what we doing.
Yeah, look, yeah, man. Look, that's crazy, man. This time zone, man. It's crazy. But I appreciate you. But drop your website one more time. Spell it out for the people so they won't put West Coast, you know, like the original West Coast. Let's spell your site out so they could get it.
So it's WESQOS.com. One more time, WESQOS.com. You can also tag us on Instagram at westcoast.com. You know, upload, you know, just let's see your West Coast way. So be styled the West Coast way.
Got you. And yo, I'm gonna have you back, and you know, once this thing continue to blossom and grow, you know, I'm definitely gonna be rocking your polo next couple of times. You know, the show jump off, I'm gonna have polo on and point to it. I'm like, yo, it's Looney. It's Looney, my girl, my vet.
Stay tuned because it's so much other work that we're doing, you know, just especially connecting different people. And you know, me and you already work with like military and veterans getting contracts and stuff. So and actually plug me into a few things too, truth be told, because it was just I didn't know how to do within the state realm. And this is a perfect example of what happens when you network.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Like I said, we appreciate you. We appreciate all the work you're doing. You know, when you come to the east side, definitely you're gonna have to link up. I'm not a golfer, but you know, I could go out there, I could watch you hit the ball. I'll chauffeur you around on the golf cart. But
hey, that's something I be. You just be in that thing like, all right, no.
Yeah. Look, and I'm definitely gonna have to come to the west side. I ain't been over to the west side in probably 20 years, so I'm long overdue.
There yet. It's nice 70 degrees outside.
I don't want to hear that.
Oh, hey, they real thick quality of service, man.
Yeah. But that's cool. Like I said, thank you, Monica, for the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all that you do. Yeah, we made a connection and instantly hit it off. Shout out to Miss Melody. You know, she made a connection. You know, she's good peeps. And like I said, let's continue to build. You know, and that's what it's all about. You know, that's what the show is about: building a rich, intelligent culture, keeping it simple. And basically, that's what we had a conversation about today. We trying to build that culture, but we want to keep it simple for y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's people like like she was saying, they try to talk over your head, but it is like you said, you gotta do some educate yourself at times. But when you walk into a room, be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Just be prepared for everything that you're gonna face. That's all you gotta do. Just be prepared. You should be able to go to any room in your life and fit in, and even not even fit in, but understand what's going on in that room, even if you don't fit in.
Right. Hey, you can ask so many. It's better to ask a question all the time. So I don't understand that. Explain. Go. Oh,
Exactly.
okay. But just really all that time we got on social media and stuff. Google some stuff.
Yeah. Take time, Google, and look in YouTube videos. I mean, Google and YouTube, two top search engines in the world. Hey, just take your time. Look, while y'all looking for the TikTok, and there's some educational things on TikTok. Don't get me wrong. While you searching TikTok, step into Google space and YouTube space, and like I said, just try to make yourself a better you. It's not a better me. It's not for better Monica, a better you. And that's what we all about, because we can't do this all separately. It's a collective effort, because we all in this thing together. We all in this thing together for the duration, whatever time we got left here. We in this thing together. So continue to learn, continue to gain knowledge. And before you leave, I want you to drop one more nugget because you've been dropping nuggets all day. But just drop one more nugget to anybody you want to drop it to. This is Women History Month, so let's go with a woman. You know, just drop a nugget to a young lady out there trying to get started.
Find a woman organization in your town or your city. It's Women's Chamber of Commerce, is women's LinkedIn channels, is women's Facebook channels. There's so many things because it's like being a woman, from us being so far behind the power grid for so long, there's so many things out there. So whatever your background is, however you grew up, just do a simple Google search like women grants. And if you know how to get a grant, you got stuff like Fiverr who can tell you, oh, okay, that's how I find one. You shout out to Melanie Rash again. So check her out. She's the one who she'll put you onto a lot of different stuff. You got different apps like Clubhouse and things. So that's why I go back to use who you are first. So if this is your starting point right here, you're a woman, whatever race you are, then go from there as what can plug into you. Find your niche, whether you do hair, you do lashes, vending machines, you sell bottles of water. If you can't do none of that, if you're a professional helper, get paid for helping. Like, what do you call it? What, a paralegal? They literally get paid to get information you don't know. That's literally a job. So if you are a professional networker, you can put that person and that person together. Get paid for that. So just start with who you are and just get a part of some type of organization. And it might not be your thing. Get you a mentor. It might be an auntie, an old school buddy, and it don't got to be age specific because I don't like being placated like that. They think a lot of younger generations are ignorant. I'm like, how are they ignorant when they making 10,000 a day and you at a 9 to 5? Mm-hmm. So with that, just get you somebody to where you can ask some questions around. Now, if you just sitting there, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you can, my mentor told me this. If you can look in your phone and you can find 5 people that you can call right now to go drinking with, to go to a bar with, to go to a party with, and to chill with, you doing something wrong. If you can't find 5 people in your phone that you can ask a business question about, help you grow your business or help move you to a different mindset, you doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I went through my phone. That simple.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Cool. Yeah, I heard that all the time. And I taught my kids that. I'm like, you should always have somebody in all different spaces. You should have somebody be able to fix your car, fix your air, fix your heating and air, a carpenter. You know what I'm saying? Anything, you should have somebody on your phone that you connected to in any space. Legal advice, anything. Even if somebody you want to talk to on a consistent basis, at least have them in your Rolodex. A politician, everybody. You need to have one of each in your phone. You know what I'm saying? And that makes a lot of sense what your mentor told you, because I mean, without that knowledge, you know, it's hard to build something. And I appreciate you dropping that nugget. And like I said, this is your boy, the real Charlemagne. Hey, Monica was dropping these nuggets today. Like, she dropped a whole lot. I hope y'all was taking notes while she was dropping them. Gotcha. Hope she was taking notes. But until next time, we gonna holler at y'all. This is your boy. Don't forget to subscribe and like the show. You know, don't forget to like the show. Leave a comment. Hey, and when I tell you she gonna respond, she gonna respond. So quick. Look, quick. So yeah, so she definitely that person to reach out to, especially, you know, hey, I'm quite sure she'll mentor you if you need a mentor. That's the type of person she is. And I could attest to that. So yeah. So until next time, this is the real Charlemagne, Brick City. See y'all soon. Peace.